Hi everybody, it's Amy, also known as Aussie Stitcher in Texas, here on Flosstube and over on Instagram. I'm here with you today on this lovely, lovely weather of February 1st, coming to you from Fort Worth. It is Flosstube number 21, and this is my January update. So this is everything that I have stitched on in the month of January. Hello to everybody, hello to all my returning subscribers, and hello to all of my new subscribers. I've actually just cracked the 1,000 subscriber mark, so thank you so much everybody who continues to subscribe and like my videos and watching me on this YouTube journey. But let's get right into it. I have an action-packed Flosstube episode for you today, but we'll try to get through everything quickly. First off, sorry, I'm a little discombobulated. I've been running around the house trying to tidy things up and get everything ready. But for you this month, I have 2 finishes that I have completed, which you may have seen on my shorts. I have 1 new start and then 2, 4, 5 other whips that I worked on. So it was a great stitching month, not a full stitching month. I did have a work trip that I did where I took a piece with me, very optimistically thinking that I was going to have time to stitch, but it was one of those things where I knew I probably wouldn't have time to stitch, but I thought if I don't bring something, then the universe will give me time to stitch. Whereas if I bring something and I got something in it, then great. But let's start with the finishes. So my first finish that I did was, well, one of the 2 is the blue butterfly from Soda Stitch. I'm going to throw up what it looks like the last time you saw it. So I was very close to a finish here. I actually took this one with me on retreat. I went to the Bare Bones retreat down in San Antonio. That's organized by Leslie and her team at Under the Sea Fabrics. Hello to the ladies of Table 10. It was a great group of ladies that I got to sit with for the weekend. Unfortunately, not as long as I wanted to stay, just because that was the weekend the weather was really turning here in Texas. So I decided to leave pretty early on the Sunday just to make sure I could get ahead of it. But I'm telling you, as I left, just to segue a little bit, so I left San Antonio maybe 9-ish in the morning, 8 or 9. It was like 36 degrees. I live up in Fort Worth, so heading north. By the time I got home, about 4 hours later, it was 17 degrees. So it was just getting worse and worse. The further I head north, I could see the temperature gauge on my car was just getting lower and lower and lower. Thankfully, no snow or ice there'd been no rain or anything, so the roads were fine. But I didn't want to take any risks. I'm Australian. I'm not used to this kind of weather, so I thought I'll try and get ahead of it, and I got out early. But let's get to my finish. You've seen what it looks like the last time, and here is the finish. So let me bring her in close. So this is from the Butterfly Elf of Soda Stitch. I have just done the blue one for a friend's niece. That's the one she wanted, but she is all done. All the back stitches in. There are just 2 colors of backstitch in this one. You've got like a blue for the wings and then black everywhere else. But she is so cute. I absolutely love the Soda Stitch stuff. It's so cute. Actually 3 colors of backstitch because there's some like in her lips and cheeks as well. But that was finish number 1. Next up was not a surprise finish, but I took this one with me on the retreat as well and got some really good progress in. So I thought I can get this finished and get this knocked out. And that is the Fox by Cottage Garden Samplings. I'll throw up what it looks like the last time that you saw it. I am stitching this on I stitched this on a 32 count Gunmetal by BeStitchMe. I got it as part of a Black Needle Society box. And here is the finish. So let me bring her in close for you as well. So this is using all the called for with the DMC conversion. I decided to use the DMC rather than the classic Colorworks because I liked the vibrancy of the orange. It's a lot more vibrant in the DMC than it is in the variegated, at least for the ones I've seen people post online, because hand-dyed floss does change. But that is the Fox. So that's my first Cottage Garden Samplings. Part of me had wished I had stitched it this way, only because I think I would have been able to get 2 on here. It might have been tight, but I think I could have done it. But I mean, what's done is done. This did give me some easy margins to work with, which was nice in the Q-snap. But that was finish number 2. and finished number 2 of 2024. So let's hope we're on a roll. Next up, I had a new start. This was my New Year new start. I decided to work on Owl Forest Embroidery's it's called Hyberborea. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, I do apologize. I purchased the full kit from Owl Forest, which has probably put me on some sort of list somewhere, but all I'm buying is cross-stitch stuff. Here is a photo of what it will look like. Because it's a kit, it comes in a little box, and I just don't keep that with all my cross-stitch stuff. This is on a 32 count Murano linen using all the Owl Forest threads, which are variegated. So let me just fold this up a little bit because it is a long, skinny piece of fabric. But here is where I'm up to. It's upside down. Hold on. Hold on. Sorry if you can hear that dog barking. It's a beautiful day. I have all my windows open. But this is a variegated floss. So pretty. Try to get the shadow off of it. Now this, let me tell you, so this is the first time I've done an Owl Forest, first time using their floss. The kit came with all the floss, a needle minders, great. I was finding as I was stitching, the thread kept slipping out of the needle and it was driving me insane. I think I got about 50 stitches in and put it down because I was like, I can't do this. The thread kept coming out of the needle. I was using the Owl Forest needle. I decided to use one of my just normal needles and it was fine. So if you find that problem, I don't know if that was just me, but if you find you're having that problem, your needle is slipping out, maybe just try, your thread is slipping out of the needle, maybe just try a different needle. That really worked for me. But here is where it is. And it is like I said, a long skinny piece. And I actually started correctly. I didn't accidentally start this way, which I have done before. But that is my new start. Let me fold this up out of the way. Okay, now let's get into my whips. Please stop barking, dog. Sorry about that if you can hear it. Now, we're just going to pause and hopefully this dog will stop barking. Okay, I think we're back. Hopefully he's calmed down now. So the next piece I worked on was one of my Whitgo calls. It was my Wicked Witchcraft. So I know it's very much not Halloween, but excuse the zipper. It was not Halloween, but it was my Whitgo call to work on this. Here's what she will look like when she's finished. This is by Autumn Lane Stitchery, and I am using the called for fabric, which is a 32 count Naiad, and I'm using all the called for DMC. I made one change to the kind of green color. I had a fancy floss that I thought it would be good to use. Here is what it looks like the last time that you saw it. And here is what she looks like now. So I actually, the Whitgo call was 1,000 stitches for this, and I ended up doing a little over 2.5. Where is it? A little under 2.5. This was the piece I took with me on my trip because I thought, you know, it was a lot of block color. I thought it would be easy, and it would have, I just didn't have time to stitch. But I got a lot done. I've got most of that cauldron done. Because it's blocky, I've just, you know, feathered it a little bit so I don't get any harsh lines. But this is coming out great. I haven't said this before, but I cannot tell you how proud I was as I was working on this second half. And the dog's barking again. And I came down and this all lined up. I didn't even think about it, but it all lined up. I was so stoked. But this is great. So in here, you've got some of that, where I'm gonna use the fancy floss, which is this color. It's just a variegated I got in a Black Needle Society box. And because it wasn't a whole ton of stitches, I was not afraid of like running out, which is what stops me from using fancy floss a lot, is if I don't know how many stitches it needs or it looks like a lot, I won't use it because I'm afraid to run out, because some of these are, you know, from boxes and they're just not available again. Okay, clean as we go. Next up is another Halloween piece. I worked on a lot of Halloween last month. I don't know why, it was just calling to me. But this is my Focus on a Finish piece, and this is Halloween Quaker from Lila Studio. I'm stitching this on a 40 count verdal by BeStitchMe in the color Tsunami. Here is what it looked like the last time that you saw it. And this is upside down again. Here is what it looks like now. Okay, I'm gonna get myself in the frame so I can see and make sure I'm showing you the piece. There we go. So I have the full breadth and the width of this. I am doing approximately 1,000 stitches a month on this to see it finished by September. And that about 1,000 is because I'm doing this motif by motif. So I don't want to stop halfway through a motif just because I've hit 1,000. I will keep going. But I worked on these motifs with like the candy corn, and then below it I did the owl, and that was pretty much 1,000 stitches, just over. But I'm really liking this. Cannot wait for it to be finished, and hopefully I will fully finish it in time for Halloween. That is the plan, but best laid plans and all of that. I'm using all the called for on that one, so that's Classic Colorworks, but I am using Angora Black for the black, just to give it a little bit more fullness. Okay, what's next on my pile? So this is another monthly goal piece that I am working on, and it is my Alternative Reality full coverage by Josephine Wall, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is my largest piece currently. I do have another one that I'm gonna start soon. But here is what she looked like the last time that you saw it. My goal for this is to work on it for a minimum of 2,000 stitches a month to get 25,000 stitches a year, which should see it finished in 5 years in total. It's also on my whip go, so when it's on my whip go, I will work on it for the 2,000 plus whatever the whip go call is. Sorry, a lot of hanging threads. And then this month I worked on it kind of in 2 sessions, so I got 3,500 stitches in, which is great. So here's where it's at. And I finished the next set of Royal Rose. So I did almost a full half, just a little under a half of the width of it. Hopefully you can hear me as I'm talking behind this, but look, you have windows, like stuff. This over here, apart from the tree branches, isn't a whole lot of like stuff, but as I got over here, look at that window. Look, it looks almost 3D. It's so cool. These little lights are so much confetti, and I've got like one more set of them, so I cannot wait until they're done. But look how pretty it is. It looks so different in the camera than with the eye, because you're getting, you know, that distance. This is on 18 count, 2/1. And I'm doing the Royal Rose method, going a little rogue just to sometimes finish off some threads. Look how cool this is. Oh my God, I'm so glad I ended up doing this. I resisted this piece for a long time just because I was worried about the confetti and everything, but I'm so glad I did it. Like I said, let's hope to have this finished in 5 years in total is my plan. We'll see if that happens. Next up, you should look at my pile, is my Visit Narnia by Country Magic Stitch. Here's what it will look like when it's finished. This is another full coverage. I am doing this on a 28 count 1/1 because I wanted to try that for future full coverages. Here's what it looked like the last time that you saw it. And here is what it looks like now. So it's so tiny. I know you can't really see a whole lot yet, but I'm almost to the width as well, the full width. I've got maybe another kind of 2 rows, I think, 1 or 2 rows. And there's a lot of sky and trees. And then basically from the next set of Royal Roses when I start to get into the wardrobe itself. This is a whip go call for this month as well. So it will get another 2,000 stitches in it. I did just under 1,200 stitches last month for this, but got piles of stuff all around me. So that is, you know, a test for the eyes. I need to be in the right mindset, I suppose, and not too tired to work on that because it is a 28 count 1/1. Full cross. I tried the tent stitch, did not like it. Okay, then my final piece for January that I worked on was another Halloween piece. Like I said, Halloween was just calling me, and it is my Celebrate Halloween tray by Madame Chantilly. I love these trays. It's so much block color that it just flies. I did 2,700 stitches on this. Here is what it looks like the last time that you saw it. I am doing this on a 40 count verdal by BeStitchMe in the color Bronze Age. And here is where we are now. So I have the top 2 trays done. I have basically one half of the tray with the spider and the pumpkin. And then on the other side is where you see the like, let's celebrate or whatever it is. Then you come down into kind of the leg and the bottom of the tray, and then it'll just be the Halloween. So this is so cute. The other thing I did omit, so I changed 2 things with this. I did the witch's dress and her hat in etoile, in black etoile. And then there was some backstitch in these leaves, and I had done it and I did not like it, so I took it out. Because I also thought it was weird that they were like backstitched leaves. I didn't like it. It looks good on the picture, but when I did it, I don't know if it's because it's a 40 count. It just looked weird to me. So I just omitted those little backstitched leaves. But that is everything that I worked on in the month of January. If you were just here for the whips, that's all the whips I've done. Thank you so much for joining me. If you could like and subscribe to this video, that would be fantastic. For those of you who are here to see a little bit of haul and my plans, let's get into those. So my plans for February. The Whip Go calls this month were number 3 and number 24. For me, number 3 is that Country Magic stitch, to work on that for 2,000 stitches. And My Face is a Fairy, that is the White Swan, to also work on that for 2,000 stitches. So it's gonna be a lot of full coverage for me this month with Narnia, Face is a Fairy, and then my alternative reality to get 2,000 stitches on that, 1,000 stitches on my Halloween Quaker. And those are my kind of set plans for the month. I was going to start, I said this last month, that I was going to start a Mirabilia, the Persephone. It's not calling to me at the moment. None of the fancy ladies are calling to me at the moment. So I'm not going to start it because I don't want to force that. It will come back when it comes back. I have everything for it. So I can start whenever I want to. It just I wasn't feeling it, so I didn't want to force it and potentially like ruin my stitchy bug. So any kind of fancy lady starts are on hold for the moment. And then, like I said, outside of these goals, I'll just work on kind of whatever I feel like. And if I have decision paralysis, I have a little tiny decisions wheel that I'll spin and use that. So those are my plans for February. Now for haul, because I did go to the stitching retreat, I do have a little bit of haul. My fabric of the months are a little bit late. They're not arrived yet, so I'll show them next month. But as far as other things I purchased from the retreat, I actually won something. I never win anything. Let me just pull everything forward. So I won from Wicked Whips, just a little kind of goodie bag. And in that goodie bag, I had this needle minder, which is an owl, kind of brooch style. I got this, which is a magnifier. So it's on a chain. You can have it around your neck. It's a little magnifier. This little thread jewelry, like scissor fob jewelry. A threader, needle threader. And then some different counting pins I got. So that was my little win. As far as purchases go, I spent too much money there. I bought myself a Lowry corner clamp and table clamp. So now I'm fully set up for retreat stitching, I feel like. That table clamp was amazing. The corner clamp took a little getting used to just because of the weight being in that top, for me, top left. As you're flipping it, you just needed to be aware of it. But other than that, it is fantastic. I also got a grime guard for a nurge. So it's shaped for a nurge from Golden Familiars. This one was from. And then from Wicked Whips, I also bought more needle minders. I use the same needle minder all the time. I don't know why I keep buying them, but I love them. So I got this little Ursula. I got a little Sailor Venus because I am that generation that was all about the Sailor Moon. I got a Sailor Moon one. A little dragon, because who doesn't love dragons? And then this was actually the needle minder that came just like with your registration, just says Bare Bones Retreat. And then I bought 2 fabrics. So I got a little mystery 32 count. This is a linen and it is opalescent. Can you see? Yeah, you can see that. So pretty. And then I also got this opalescent as well. That one, first one doesn't have a name. And then this is Whimsical Winter, also opalescent. And I thought this would be good, even though I'm not in the mood to stitch it right now, but for the Miss Christmas Eve Mirabilia. It's coming across more kind of bluey on the camera. It's a little bit more green. That's kind of accurate, but it's, I mean, nonetheless, stunning. So those are all my purchases and my whips and whatnot. For those of you who have stayed to the end, thank you so much. Thank you everybody who has subscribed. Like I said, I've now reached 1,000 subscribers. So I thought I would do a 1,000 subscriber giveaway as a thank you to everybody who likes and watches my videos. So what I'm going to give away is this pattern, the fox, because I have finished it. It is nice and pristine because I worked off a working copy and ended up putting it into Pattern Keeper anyway. So it is no scribbles or no marks on it. It is still in the plastic, so nice and pretty. If you would like to win this, please say fox somewhere, comment down below. Please say fox in your comment and I'll throw that into a random generator to pull out a name. And then I will draw that. I post monthly, so that won't be drawn until March 1st, basically. So you have plenty of time to watch this video, and comment down below to win this lovely chart. And I will mail it to anybody in the United States. Okay. So good luck to everybody who enters. And we are done. Nice and kind of under the 20-minute mark once you take out the barking dog. So thank you again, everybody, for watching. If you could like this video, that would be great. It really helps with the YouTube algorithms. And I appreciate each and every one of you who continues to watch my videos. Thank you again and have a wonderful day. Bye.